Some Officer Goodman, Service Police Department. What's going on today?
My name is Brandon Schaefer. I have signs clearly marking no soliciting right by my doorbell. The gentleman in the green shirt with that bag over his shoulder and the gentleman in the blue shirt remain on my property seeing that sign. And I'd like them trespassed.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that for you. How's it going, sir?
Good, how are you?
I'm okay. So I'm Officer Goodman, Service Police Department. So the reason I was called out here is this gentleman said that he had a no solicitation sign clearly marked on his door and that you guys came to his door. That isn't technically a crime, but you aren't allowed to when it's visibly marked. So as a homeowner, he does want you guys to trespass from the home. So I am gonna. That's what I'm doing right now. Okay. So I just have to get a couple of your names and everything, and you won't be allowed to go to his residence anymore. Sure. You can come on the street, obviously, sidewalk, right. You just can't go onto his property anymore.
No problem.
So what's your first and last name?
Moises.
Can you spell for me?
M as in Mike. O-I-S-E-S.
Last name?
Vasquez.
B. Is it Vasquez, like V?
V as in Victor. Yeah. A-S-Q-U-E-Z.
And your so your date of birth?
Well, let me ask you a question. I'm just the soliciting. We do knock on the doors just because of the fact that sometimes the soliciting. We're talking to a lot of the neighbors here. It's not something that they put on. It was there, prior to that. And so we totally respect the fact that he had mentioned as well, not to obviously go into it. So we won't do it again.
Yeah. So any property owner, if they honestly, even like at a business, if they don't want you on the property and they want you trespass, they can. They call us, and we still have to go through this process of doing it. The only time that becomes a crime is after we do this part. If you guys actually go back again and he calls me, then it's a crime. As of right now, it's not. It's just letting you know, hey, you can't go back there on his property for a year.
Should we have a no trespassing sign if he wants us to not trespass?
Hold on one second. Not necessarily, no. Just like property, like let's use like Lowe's for example. Yeah. They don't have a no trespassing sign, but if they have a customer that they feel for whatever reason in their mind, it could be anything. Yeah. If they feel is unruly or whatever they don't like, they can call us and we'll trespass them. It's just it is what it is when it comes to somebody's property. They're allowed to trespass anybody. Like technically, and it's happened, believe it or not, that he could trespass the police from his property, or a specific officer from his property. He can do that. That's his legal right to do that. So as of right now, that's what he wants to do, is just trespass you guys from his property.
It's just us individually, correct?
Yeah,
because it could happen. And
if somebody else comes up, the same thing, he can call me, I'll come back up, I'll tell that next person the same thing.
And we do our best to inform anyone else in regards to the home. And that's one of the things that we're going to actually do, mark the house so that no one can come in. Because sometimes, like I said, we sometimes don't see the sign, so it's not intentionally. So, and we respect that. I mean, everybody has their own, decision, and that's fine. But
let me finish this part of it. Like I said, it's just for that property. If anybody else comes on his property, like you said, if you let them know, great. But if they come on, it's not like they're going to be arrested. If they're different people, if I can call whoever gets called, I will tell them the same thing.
Most definitely.
And let me see what else I might need. Is your driver's license everything out of Arizona?
Yes.
Okay, then I should be able to find you fine. All right.
Now, is he recording us?
I don't know, but he's allowed to. There's nothing illegal.
He's allowed to, but I don't want to be recorded.
So there is no real statute law that says people can't record. They can report the police too. They can record sensitive things. There's nothing that says you can't be recorded.
So
he can't.
How about posting it on social media?
He wouldn't be able to post it for financial gain. That's a crime. So it's just different.
But I can take a picture of anyone and put it on my social media.
Technically, he can put it on his social media.
I didn't know that. I have to look it up.
We've actually ran into throughout the years of being where we've been at a bad accident when we used to have a gentleman here that used to video a lot. He passed away recently, but he actually at one point videoed the victim and put it on Facebook before anybody else could see. There's no crime against that, but we had to talk to him and let him know, hey, you gotta don't do that, like just chill.
It's just like human.
Yeah, but there's not a crime, unfortunately, to that. But all right, so real quick, what's your first and last name?
So my first name's Scott.
Scott. Last name?
M-A-F-U-C-C-I.
Arizona?
It is.
All right, perfect. So I'll be able to find it then. Usually, because it'll ask actually, I don't even know if it asks what your guys' address is. I think it just asks for your name, date of birth. So that should be good. All right, guys. Yeah. So just you two, just don't go onto his property. Like I said, the sidewalk, everything like that. That's fine. You just can't go on his property.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you. Appreciate that.
No problem.
All right. You guys have a good one. No, you guys. Have a good day. Yeah, you too.
Can I show you the sign?
Yeah. Let me get your information real quick, and then I'll look at the sign.
Okay.
All right, Brandon. What's your last name again?
Schaefer. So my understanding of trespass laws is if somebody enters or remains unlawfully on the property after signs expressly state that they shouldn't be here. So this sign is right next to the doorbell that they rang. It clearly says religious organizations on it. So I think that they were trespassing by ringing our doorbell and remaining on the property.
So that's not trespassing, unfortunately.
Okay, what do I need to do to post on my property to get religious people not to bother us?
So there's a, if you contact City Hall, there's actually a form you can fill out that'll like make it so it's like a blanket trespass over your property. So that way, if any, you can have the sign up that says it and it'll be posted or whatever, but it's like a blanket one. That way, if anybody comes on your property that you don't want on, they're trespassed.
So you're saying solicitors can ring my doorbell with that sign there?
So soliciting isn't trespassing; it's different. So there's, and what the rough
but they're
part
remaining on the property when a sign tells them not to.
So the unlawful part is where you're getting hung up. It's not unlawful for somebody to walk up, see your sign,
and turn around and leave.
Maybe they didn't see your sign. That's something that.
So they rang this doorbell rather than going to the front door, which tells me that they probably saw this sign.
Possibly.
Right.
But
you need is probable cause.
I don't have probable cause. That is not. So there's solicitation. There's an ARS statute for solicitation, which has absolutely nothing to do with solicitors, which is strange. It's more of like somebody coming and soliciting you to do felony crimes. And then there's aggressive solicitation, which has to do with solicitors, and that's when they have been told, unlawfully been told, that they, like a reasonable opportunity that they cannot be on the property anymore, which they just have. If they come back, that's aggressive solicitation. So not only would they specifically get aggressive solicitation, but now they've been trespassed, they get criminal trespass as well. But since they haven't had either of those yet, they have to be informed of that.
So I can't post signs at the beginning of my drive. I just don't want religious people on my property.
Yeah.
Like, leave me to...
You can post everything. You can post signs, all that kind of stuff.
But if they walk past the signs, wouldn't that be trespassing?
No, it's... It's like I said, it's difficult to push the trespassing thing when they haven't been told that they're trespassing. Soliciting and trespassing are two different things. It's a whole different thing. And
up to ring my doorbell when you're a fucking JW.
I will tell you, I
used
used to live in an apartment complex, and I actually put on my my doorbell right outside my apartment complex 6 years ago. On the doorbell itself, I put no solicitors, and somebody came out, rang on my doorbell, and I opened the door, and they were trying to sell me something. And I pointed, and they're like, "What?" I looked over, and it was missing. I'm like, so I get it. Trust me, I understand completely. But the statutes are so to the letter that if anything deviates from it, there's a very high probability that they would just get released. But now that they have been those two,
but they came with an entire group that saturated this neighborhood.
So and it could be a lie, it could be true. Obviously, I don't know for sure. They just told me that they're gonna put a thing out that your house is no soliciting. However, same thing. If you see them come on, I'll come right back out again, or anybody will come out.
I'll call the church too and let them know, so that way I appreciate your professionalism.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I don't want to be bothered by religious people. And I try my best to make it known on my property, and it's for them to still ring my doorbell.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's pretty obvious,
right?
To me, but that's the hard part of like when I'm pushing like an arrest on something. Is how I'm gonna prove that they didn't see that. I know, because they could easily be like, well, I didn't see it until it was too.
I'm not upset that you're not arresting them. I was hoping that they were going to get criminally cited and have to go to court, and that's the only way these people are going to respect people's properties and not do it again. And that's what I'm trying to do. If someone's got a sign, they need to know not to ring that doorbell. Can I get like the case number and stuff so I can?
Give me 1 second. I'll write it down for you.
Okay, appreciate it. Appreciate your service.
Case number, and then that's me, Goodman, 595 is my badge number.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Appreciate your professionalism. Stay safe out there.
I'll get back to the station, and I'll put in the paperwork for the trespass, just to make sure it's like on our side for everybody to see.
Okay, cool.
Alrighty?
Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
You too.